Willy, 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 willy. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing out there? Glad you're doing okay. Man, my lips are red. They're dry because it's so dry. It's going to finally start warming up a little bit. And yes, I do have that stuff that goes on my lips. I have the medicated lip balm. So, a while back, I made a video about AI. Okay. A lot of the people that are backing AI up, they go on the news and they're ranting and raving how great AI is going to be and how it's going to help everybody. Sorry, guys, I just ate. When I eat, man, when I eat, phlegm starts in my throat. So I made a video a while back. I tried telling all y'all that all AI is going to do is going to take jobs and flush the jobs right down the toilet. Okay, and it's already started. I'm going to show you. Yeah, AI is responsible for those jobs of waste management. That's why they're cutting from AI technology. So let me turn this around and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, this is waste management will shed 1,000 jobs this year. Why, you ask? Okay. Over the next several years, Waste Management plans to invest another $500 million in artificial intelligence and improved logistics. Some companies, like whatever that is, what is that, Bennett, are already revolutionizing waste management with AI integration. There is your AI, guys. That's what that's going to do. Just like the robotic assembly lines took your jobs away. Now AI is going to take the rest of them. Make America great again. Guys, the way you bring back America is you put the people back on the assembly lines. Okay, you don't have you don't have a computer running a company. You don't have robots assembling stuff. Okay, if you let's go back in time a little bit before drywall and cement board was invented. Okay, you had plasterers. Most of them were African American. I worked with several of them. They were the best plastermen. What they did is they put the sticks up, or sometimes they put like the rock boards up. They were I think they were, I forget the exact same, I would forget the exact measurements of the rock board or plaster, but they were like 24 inches by 4 feet wide, and they plastered them up. They plaster a couple rooms like it ain't no one's business. Then drywall came along, cut those out. They're even starting to cut the roofers out now with these panels that you can put on the roof yourself. Okay. And then the painters, all right. You used to see all these trucks every morning. I don't see no trucks no more. No tradesmen's trucks no more. Now they got these these rollers out now that automatically feed the paint to make it easier for the do-it-yourselfer to paint their house or to paint with latex paints you can just wash your paint. Before latex, everything was oil paint. Okay, and nobody wanted to deal with that, so they just called someone the painters were cheap back then. They called someone to paint their house, and because everything was oil paint at one time. A lot of the young people, you don't know that. Then latex came along where you could just wash it out in the sink. Okay, and then a long time ago, there was people on the assembly lines putting everything together. A lot of families, a lot of homes were built with these jobs. A lot of families were created, and then they came along. And actually, the robots were created here in Pittsburgh. That's where the robotic industry was started. Because I used to work for the Public Works in Oakland over here, where the Pitt students, the very first robotic car, they used to test it in our Public Works parking lot, and it had a great big camera on top of the car, on top of the roof of the car, and they would follow it around. And this is where the robotic industry first started. So you can blame it on Pittsburgh, I guess. So what happened now is all the assembly lines are robotic, but they still have a couple of people here and there running the machinery. Now they're going to eliminate those people with AI, and they might have maybe one person running a whole factory. Soon he'll probably be eliminated too. So you've seen with your own eyes, garbage company, 1,000 jobs they're getting rid of. They're putting AI technology in place of it. You watch and see what's going to happen with the garbage trucks. Soon they're going to have self-driving garbage trucks. You mark my words. You're going to see a garbage truck come up your street one day. There ain't going to be a driver in it. And they're going to have a certain type of garbage can. They're going to charge you for that too. There's going to be some kind of reflector on the garbage can where the robotic eye sees it, and you're going to get charged more money for the garbage pickup. Right now, for us, it's $90 every 3 months. I figured out it's something like $4 a garbage, $4 per bag of garbage we pay. Okay. You see, when your own eyes, I showed you online there, 1,000 jobs. They're cutting them because of AI technology, and that's all AI technology is going to do. So you can take your MAGA, your Make America Great Again, brother, and you know what you can do with it. Because I hate to tell you this, but America ain't getting great; it's getting less. Because if you think for 1 minute, politicians care about you, you're wrong. I'm gonna say it nicely. I'm not gonna say what I'd like to say. If you think for 1 minute politicians care about you, politicians never cared about anybody. Okay, maybe back when George Washington and Abraham Lincoln were alive, but all the modern politicians of today, you tell me when do they start actually caring about people? Man, I got a dog here even up my nose. My dog hair on everything. You tell me, when did politicians start caring about people? Never. I just hope to God, guys, that I'm able to move out to the country. I'm trying. I'm trying to move up there to tie nuts to something terrible. I'm really trying. As soon as I get up the money, me and my wife and my dog, we are out of here. And that's why I want to go out there to the woods. I want to go out to the deep country. I don't want to go out to the country where you have someone like Uncle Joe. He's moving kind of slow at the junction. No, that ain't enough for me. Okay, you can have that. You can go hang out with Uncle Joe next to the big wooden Indian. That's not far out enough for me. I got to go out to the deep country because I know the SHIT is going to hit the fan. And that's the only place where you're going to survive. Okay? Out there, as long as the street you live on is 6 houses are less, you don't have to pay for garbage. So you dig a pit, you throw your garbage in a pit, you throw some diesel on it, some gasoline on it, you light it up, you burn your garbage. When that pit fills up, you cover it up, you dig another pit. Okay, you have your own well. Maybe you'll have electricity, maybe you won't have electricity. You'll have your own well water. You got to have filters for the well water. I understand that. Well water is not exactly easy to manage, but it's at least you own your own water. But you've seen it with your own eyes. This is one of the first things AI is getting rid of. That's 1,000 jobs, and there's more to come. Just like my company stabbed us in the back. They basically sold us down the river. They sold us down the river. And right now, I'm still going to get my pension, but you watch and see how they're going to manipulate that and take that. You watch and see how they're going to come up with something where they're going to go bankrupt, and I'll be lucky I get that pension, which is not much. It's going to be something like $200 more a month. That's all it's going to be. Ain't much money. You know, guys. One guy on YouTube here, he said, "You can make America great again by buying American." I have a Harley Davidson, son. Hey, son. Hey, boy. I have a Harley Davidson, and before that, I owned a Big Dog. Where do you think a Big Dog motorcycle is made? It's made in Kansas. Actually, the Big Dog is actually more American than the Harley Davidson is. The Big Dog motorcycle was made by hand in Kansas. Every single part on that motorcycle is made in America. The Harley Davidsons, a lot of those parts in there come from Japan. Well, I don't want to say a lot of them, but some of them come from Japan. Now, although with the Big Dog, the ECU in there, that probably comes from China or Japan. I don't think it's made here in America. But so 99% of it's made here in America. Hey boy, I have a Harley Davidson right now, and how about my Jeep out there? Do you see a Mitsubishi sitting outside my driveway, boy? Hey boy, that's a Jeep out there. That's American too. I bought American. All right, it's not my fault. It ain't my fault. Every single thing I buy is made in China. I didn't do that. I didn't cause that, boy. Okay, I didn't cause that. That's unavoidable. That is unavoidable. This GoPro right here, this isn't made in America. It's probably made in China. I don't even have to look at that. Here's a this is a little USB, a little power source. This is probably made in China. I don't even have to look at it. I could tell. I know it is. These aren't made in. You can't find one of these made in America. It's like a pair of tennis shoes. You can't buy a pair of tennis shoes that aren't made in China. You can buy a pair of work boots made in America. Okay, Red Wings. I think there's 5 other brands that are made in America, and you know how much money they are? A pair of Red Wing wedge boots is something like $289. Oh, they last forever though. Oh, you get a guarantee. This is what the Red Wing buyer boys. The Red Wing buyer boys. This is what they'll say. Oh, they're a good buy. I wear them all the time in construction. They're the most comfortable, but they lasted me for 35,000 years. It comes with a guarantee. I can send them back and they'll repair them for free. Oh, they might be $300, but you get $300 in that boot, but they're still $300. I'll give them that. Okay, you can't buy a wedge boot from China that can compete with the Red Wing or a Wolverine wedge boot. You know, it's like Timberland. That's another good one. I'll give you that. If you were to buy, I think Irish Setter is also another American-made wedge boot. If you were to buy a wedge boot made in China, they're not going to. They might be a little cheaper. I mean, they're going to be expensive too. You're still going to be paying 120, 150 bucks, but they're not going to be as comfortable as a Wolverine or a Red Wing. I'll give you that. But that's still a lot of money. Okay, that's still a lot of money. You know, $289 for a pair of shoes. That shoe better last a long time. It better last at least 2 years. You know, I go through shoes, guys, like nobody's business. I have to buy a pair of, I have to buy a pair of whether I wear sneakers or casual shoes. I have to buy a pair every single year. I go through them. I go through them like no one's business. Now, let me tell you. Let me say something else here. With all these layoffs and all these firings that Trump is doing, what do you think that's doing to the economy? Someone's going to buy a house. What do you think they're going to think right now? They're going to say, "Oh, hold on a minute, honey. With all these layoffs and firing Trump's going to do, maybe we should hold off on buying that house right now because we don't know what's going to happen." That's what's going on. That's what they're saying. Same thing with any kind of big purchases like a motorcycle, a boat, a boat, a car. People are thinking twice because they don't know what he's going to do. They don't know what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going on right now. Now, there is talk, I don't know if you guys know this or not. Boy, my lips, man, are funky. They feel so funky. It feels like there's a film on them. That's why I go like this every once in a while. I don't know if you heard this, if you guys and gals heard this yet. But Elon Musk is possibly going to give everybody a $5,000 stimulus check. That's a rumor going around right now. I don't know if it's true, if it's going to happen, or if it's not going to happen. Now, I can use the money. What I'll do is I'll pay a credit card off. I'll pay one of my highest interest rate credit cards off. That's the best thing to do. If you have a high interest rate credit card, as long as it's under 5,000, paid off. That's what my plan is. If I get that, that's what I'm going to do. But that's a rumor that I heard that from another YouTuber on YouTube. So, and then another rumor is he's supposed to start. He wants to take over the postal service too. Why? I have no idea. I have no idea. No idea. But I'll tell you, I got to get lip balm on my lips, guys. So right now it's 221.25. We're actually starting to get out of the single digits. We get like a half inch. We've been getting a half inch of snow at a time. I think the most snow we got was 3 inches. But what it's been doing here is we get like a half inch or an inch at a time. I mean, we probably got well over maybe 20 inches of snow so far, but it's all in like an inch at a time. So the 20 inches doesn't pile up. Right now, there's about an inch of snow on grassy areas and like on a driveway, not on a street. And then what'll happen is it'll melt. Then another one will come in, lay another inch down. That'll melt. Then it'll happen again. That'll melt. Then it'll come in again, lay another inch. Then it'll melt. Then that'll melt away. Then another inch or a half inch will come in. That'll melt. Then another half inch of snow. It literally does this until spring comes. I think the last big snow we got was, I think it was in the 90s. So yeah, guys, I think a lot of you got duped. A lot of you got what's the phrase? Swang hobble, or something like that. I forget what the phrase is, but I think a lot of you boondoggled. A lot of you got boondoggled by the flags, all the flags behind them, the red tie, the navy, the I think that was like I think it's called vibrant blue. The blue, the same color of the blue that's in the flag. Now, do you think that was an accident that he had a suit on that was the same blue colors in the flag? Do you think that was just a happenstance? Oh, I just happened to pick out a suit this blue and the red tie. They're both the same exact color as the flag colors. Do you think that was actually an accident? No, guys. His campaign manager was a female. She got paid $35 million, by the way, to do his campaign. And she told him, you have to have this color suit on. You have to have 7 to 18 flags behind you. Your name will make it in all American colors. That way, when people see this, they automatically assume that you're all for America. You got swoon hobbled, son. That's what you got. Swoon hobbled. That's what I call it. You got swoon hobbled. In other words, you got duped. Like a $20 trick. You know why hookers call Johns tricks? Because they trick them. See, a John, what a hooker does is a hooker makes a guy believe that she's in love with him. Okay? And the fool falls for it. You guys will fall for this every single time because you're a sidewalk sucker. So she'll say, "Oh, give me $500 and I'll go out with you for the next couple days." And she'll smile at the guy, just like an LE Fitness. You see it on all the misconnections on Craigslist. You'll see all these posts, these poor guys, these poor slobs be making. Oh, you smiled at me when I was doing curls. You looked at me with a pretty smile when I was on the bench press lifting 17,000 pounds. You smiled at me when I was on a treadmill going 45 miles an hour like the Bionic Man for the last 3 hours. You gave me a wink and you smiled at me when I was doing shoulders. So this is what the hookers do. They fool all you poor slobs. And you think that the hooker's in love with you, that she's going to turn a new leaf over. But what they do is they trick you. Then when you go in the bathroom and get cleaned up, they go in your wallet. But she gone. They clip you. That's what that's called. They don't take all your money. They take a little bit out. It's called they clip you. That's what that's called. They clipped you. And basically what they do is they trick you into thinking that she's in love with you. That's why they call John's tricks. And that's what that boy did is he tricked a lot of you. Basically he was the hooker, he was the whore, and you're the trick. A $20 trick is what most y'all are out there. $20 tricks. That's your Make America Great Again. You're no longer an American. You're now just a $20 trick. Who knows? Maybe you're even a trick baby. Might be a trick baby. Maybe your mother was a hooker. Father might have been a John, and they accidentally had you. You could be a trick baby. So I hope all y'all tricks out there are happy. Now, not only did the robot automation took your job away and flushed it down the river, if that ain't enough, now AI is going to finish you off. What are you going to do for a living? Well, they don't care. Politicians, they don't care. What is everyone supposed to do for jobs? They don't care. They don't care. They fear, well, you'll just disappear. That's what they fear. They don't care what you're going to do. They don't care how hard it's going to be on people. What are people going to do? What are they going to do for a living? They don't care. You're going to work in homes. You're going to work construction till you're 65, 70 years old, 72 years old. Good luck with that.